I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey AfterBuzzers! Welcome back to the Baker and the Beauty After Show. We're breaking down episode 5. We have a full panel today with a special guest. I'm your host, Chelsea Overocker, and joined by me, we have Zach Weinberg.
Hello, everybody. I'm super excited to talk about last night's episode.
Me too. Do you have a drink today, Zach?
Yes, I have a mimosa. I mean, you wouldn't be introducing me if you weren't introducing my drink as well.
Exactly.
It's become part of the show schedule.
Yeah, it's your trademark.
It's my trademark. So cheers to everyone who is watching and drinking with me.
Cheers to you, Zach. And then pretty in blue today, we have Haley Matthews.
Hey guys, this episode we are not in the honeymoon phase for sure.
No,
we definitely are not. And Amir Yaz.
Hi, y'all.
Hey, Amir. And Amir here is also in our live chat. So if you're in the chat room, say hello. And if you're an Apple Podcast listener and want to join in, simply go to AfterBuzzTV.com, select the Baker and the Beauty, and join on in. And we have a special guest, Maddie Cher, who plays Amy.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course. It's my pleasure.
Yes, we're excited to talk to you about your character, Amy, and then your thoughts on this episode. So for today, we're going to be breaking it down. Daniel and Noah have their first fight. And like Haley mentioned, the honeymoon stage is over in their relationship. They start dealing with the paparazzi and some work issues that come up. Vanessa stands her ground and won't let any reporters or Luis overstep. And then the relationship between Mateo and his dad, we get more of a character development with the dad. And also Natalie and her mom talk about her coming out and that she has feelings for Amy. With news and gossip with Zach, Victor, who plays Daniel, hasn't been active on social media for an important reason. So Zach will give us more details on that. And then special guest, Maddie Cher, who plays Amy. If you're in the chat room, if you have any questions for her, let us know and we'll ask her. And then we'll get into our predictions of what we think is going to happen for next episode. But before we start breaking down this after show, what was your guys' overall thoughts?
It was pretty good. I mean, it wasn't as good as the last episode. I don't think anything could top that, but it was super exciting to see Noah and Daniel finally get into a fight because this honeymoon phase has been going on for just like a little too long for my liking.
Yes.
And I loved seeing Louis, his sassy gay come out. Like now that we know he's gay, we're able to see him bring the sass as a manager. It's super exciting. It's a new like element to his character.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Amir?
I second that, Zach. It was nice to see Louis kind of step into that role, and he seemed kind of disgusted by them and was kind of like, Daniel, get the car together. Like you know, she's giving you this car and you need to like kind of rise to the occasion, and Noah comes first. But what Louis is not getting is the reason that Noah is into Daniel is because he treats her like an equal and doesn't treat her like a celebrity. So I think that he is a little wrong in that way. I think that their relationship is definitely more about being equals. And we have someone in the chat, Danny Davila said, I've listened to the AfterBuzz show via the podcast the last 4 weeks. Can't wait to watch and follow along. And Go is saying Daniel still has his third wish. So I'm sure we'll get to that.
Oh my God,
That's
I forgot
right.
about that.
I forgot about the third wish.
Wow.
Oh, that's
this is like Aladdin with like the 3 wishes. Like, I wonder when he's going to ask for the third wish. It has to be something really big, like in the finale episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. And what about you, Haley?
I thought this was a really solid episode. I think it's the catalyst for more drama in the following episodes.
And Maddie, did you see this episode?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I thought this was a really emotional episode and definitely a bit more muted in terms of the explosive drama of the previous episode. I really love the scenes between the father, Raphael, and Mateo, and that whole storyline about how Mateo feels like he's not, he doesn't feel validated with his music ambitions by his own family. and that eventually Raphael comes around and supports him and builds him a recording studio. I think that's such a sweet story.
That was so sweet. Yeah, and I loved how Mateo was breaking down to his dad, saying, this is my passion. This is what I really want to do. So that was definitely some touching moments.
It's definitely like the middle child syndrome situation. Like the middle child always gets left out. But like, I'm glad that Raphael was able to like come to his senses and make him like this, what was it, like eggs, like old egg stuff?
Yes,
egg cartons,
Super creative.
I thought so
for
too.
it.
And like, you know, the oldest son, Daniel, is having such an amazing thing happening to him at this moment. And then the youngest, Natalie, just came out to her family. So both of those stories are very, you know, juicy, dramatic, and they're kind of maybe taking up a lot of the attention of their parents. So I feel like Mateo kind of gets, you know, left out a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, speaking of Daniel, let's get into him and Noah's relationship. They are starting to have some complications. First, Noah sends in the video she took of him in Puerto Rico about him talking about food and books him a meeting with the producer from the food company. Later, she cancels on him and doesn't attend the meeting with him because she has another meeting with Melody about a new movie role. First of all, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you think it was okay for Noah to say, look, I got to take this meeting for me. You are going to be fine. Just be yourself. And then we'll just meet up later. Or do you felt like Noah really should have been there for Daniel, since this is what was his first meeting with the Food Network company? He has no idea what he's talking about. He felt so lost.
I was a little confused because they said pitch us your idea. Did she reach out to them?
She did.
Just lie to him about it?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
Yes.
I think she should have been there with him. When I saw like the fruit on the wall of like the painting of the fruit on the wall, I don't know why I didn't like that, and I knew like what was gonna happen with the people that were gonna interview him. I was like, these are gonna be like millennials, and they're gonna ask him to like do something crazy.
Literally.
They did.
Like Daniel.
I love that Haley says millennials like she's not one.
Yeah, she's like millennials.
I love that.
I'm not a millennial.
Oh, are you Gen Z? Oh yeah, you're Gen Z. Never mind. I like that scene because I thought like it showed his initiative to even show up, because if it was me and I was dating someone who set up a meeting for me, I would be like annoyed and I would like not show up because that's their contact.
Yeah, but like he showed up thinking that she was gonna meet him there.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
That's just messed up. Like, does Daniel even want this cooking show? Like, she just went out of her way to book this for him without even like asking Daniel like what he thought about it. She just like wants to get him this show. Like, she should have totally been there for him. I think that's completely messed up. I think like, yeah, she has this cool opportunity like with like acting in Morocco, but like she like made a promise to Daniel and she bailed on him last minute. And like, I don't.
She wants her man to level up.
Right.
And not be
even what Lewis said too in the beginning, she can't date a baker forever. So he was the one that was really pushing for him to take that next step. Yeah, I thought she should have been there. I mean, I guess she has a really good opportunity with Melody, but at the same time, it was so random for Melody to say, hey, come today. I think,
like, who is Melanie Kahn think she is? Like, she could just call anyone and be like, come to my house, come do this, come do this. Like,
well, yeah, and we know in this industry, it happens all the time. But since the ball was more Noah's court, I felt like she could have said, hey, I have this other meeting that's scheduled for today, but I still want to meet you, especially when she gets there and she finds out it's a birthday party she's going to. Can I come a little bit later?
Literally,
just set a time, set a date. And that way she's also there for Daniel and she's really invested in that relationship, but she's not giving up on her dreams either and what she wants in life. That's how I felt.
Exactly.
That's what I would have done.
Totally.
But I don't think it was wrong for her not to go see Melody, but she should have, since it was so last minute, if there was any way that she could have taken the meeting later and still be there for Daniel, I thought that would have been best. But
you know, I just had a quick question. I wonder if you guys thought like this way, but when I was watching it, I kind of felt like she set up this meeting because she wanted Daniel to have something that she could kind of talk about. Because if he's on TV, she could be like, oh, he's successful. He's like a celebrity chef.
Yeah.
Whereas like probably with her group of friends, she doesn't want to be like, he owns a bakery in my, like, you know, like a family bakery. It seemed like she wasn't so proud of who he is.
No, I totally agree with that. But like she met him that way. So she needs to accept him that way. And I really liked how Daniel like stood up for himself in that car scene. Like towards the end, he was like, there's some things I need to adjust to if I'm dating you, but you need to also adjust to some things if you're dating me.
Yes, Zach,
absolutely.
I wrote that down. Yeah. I love that he said that. Because the whole moral of this story, why I liked Daniel Noah to begin with, was Noah liked him for who he was, not because he wasn't another Colin, her ex-boyfriend. And I kind of got some weird vibes a little bit with Noah in this episode. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
the only problem I'm okay with her having is him living with his parents. Because was he 30?
Yeah, but I think he's gonna live with his parents until he gets like engaged or married. I think that's how the
family. That's a cultural thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's a cultural thing that they brought up.
But you know, once he moves out, him and Noah are gonna get a big mansion. Level up.
With Daniel, when he's in the meeting, these producers are saying, okay, we want you to have tattoos, a motorcycle, and of course we want Noah to be a guest. And he's confused because he's like, I have to change myself to fit this role. And I'm glad that his friend Betsy was there because she was the one that's saying, don't change yourself, be yourself. Let them like who you are. Let yourself fit the role. Don't let the role overtake who you are. And that's when he just said, okay, let me film a video of us talking about food and do, you know, what I like best. I wish that Daniel had that conversation with Noah because, again, I think that's something that couples need to talk about. And Betsy was there to step up where I felt like Noah should have been in that position.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think, Maddie? Oh, I was gonna say, what do you think, Maddie? I see you nodding your head.
Yeah. No, this is. I love this. I love going so deep like this. I just was gonna say, like, I think in Noah's defense, you know, she sees the world so differently, and I think to her, she's providing him with an opportunity to make a lot of money and to, you know, provide for his family in a really big way. And I think for her, it's like, it's not even a question that this is something that he would want, right? Because it's something that she would want. And then also, you know, she knows that he is really supportive of her dreams of acting, you know, and of working with this particular director. So I think, you know, she's seeing this as an opportunity and she thinks, of course, Daniel's going to support me and going to meet with her, you know, even if it is at the last minute. And when she calls him, you know, it sounds like he is excited for her genuinely. But she just doesn't see, you know, the meeting in the same way that he does, and that she thinks for him this is just like a great opportunity, a job opportunity. He'll sell it, you know, it'll be great. That's a good point.
You make a great point.
He still did good. He did good at the interview thing.
Yeah, and that's what she said too. Sorry, Haley. But yeah, that's what she said too. Was you're going to be fine just being yourself. Yeah.
What do you think, Haley?
I feel like they tried to stereotype him.
Definitely.
You know,
totally.
Like the tattoos and stuff. I was like, why did you're gonna make him put something permanent on his body
and have an accent?
Yeah.
And a motorcycle.
What type of accent did you like? What type of accent is he supposed to have?
Maybe like
it's
Cuban
weird.
Accent.
Yeah, they wanted. It seemed just like it had racial undertones, and I think that a lot of casting directors, when I was an actor early on, they would say looking for European features only, which means white. So I think a lot of casting directors are really good with kind of going around what they really want, and so that I think they just wanted like this bad boy of cooking, and Daniel's just not that. So like, and I think that Noah, they just kind of assumed because of Noah's dating track, maybe if she's dating this guy, it's gonna be one of her like F boys. Yeah, I think that like that's why it came off like that. But she should have been there. Honestly, I think it's kind of unforgivable to put him in that situation.
Totally.
And she's just so easily like just glides into situations and is like, oops, I'm hot. And that's why I just find her to be a bit frustrating as a character.
Oops, I'm hot. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Well, my big question is, are you guys Team Vanessa or Team Noah? Because Daniel gets upset that Lewis tries to bribe Vanessa off with money and has her sign an NDA. And Noah is just saying, well, I'm finding out about this for the first time. Let me just take a step back.
Yeah.
She's saying, you know, the reporters are going to come after me at the end of the day.
Totally.
And that's kind of where their first big fight starts. But Daniel was defensive over Vanessa, saying she didn't ask for this. And this is where the complications start to arise in their relationship. Are you guys more Team Vanessa or Team Noah in this situation?
I would just like to acknowledge something. I'm from Los Angeles. The fact that that house was $400,000 is ridiculous.
Miami. The house is
It's
in Miami.
Miami.
Oh my God.
But still, you're right. You're right. I was
Vanessa
so shocked.
all the way though. I like, Vanessa, I think she's just a stronger character.
Mm-hmm.
She's
more a boss.
Yeah.
She's
more
a
of an
boss
extreme.
bitch. For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I should have saw it coming. I don't know if you guys saw it coming when Lewis walked in, but I was like, like I didn't see it coming. I should have. But I think Vanessa really like held her own. She was like, I'm not gonna sign anything. Good for her. That reporter who was trying to like help her out, like I wonder if he was really trying to help her.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just weird the way that he approached that. I almost thought that they were gonna have like a romantic relationship.
Me too. Oh my God.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was Kirk.
But who knows?
I still feel we still need to know a little bit more about Lewis. I don't know.
Because
Lewis and Kirk know
they
each other.
talk.
Yeah, and with Kirk approaching Vanessa, does he have the right intentions? So I
We
still
literally don't know anything about this guy.
Right.
Lewis
Never
thinks
trust a
he's
celebrity
Kris
journalist.
Jenner.
That's,
So I
was
don't know.
that?
Lewis thinks he's Kris Jenner. Like, you don't know who I am? Like, what?
Yeah.
But Maddie, what is your take with the whole Vanessa and Noah and the complications between the relationship with Noah and Daniel? Do you feel like Noah kind of had a right to be upset as well, saying, look, at the end of the day, the reporters are going to come after me. I'm sorry that Vanessa's getting bribed, but Lewis is just trying to protect me. It's kind of the message I felt like she sent off.
Right. Yeah, I think that Noah maybe doesn't understand the relationship that Vanessa and Daniel had and how involved it was and how she really became a part of the family, the Garcia family. And so it seems like maybe Noah is a little bit jealous or, protective of Daniel when she hears Daniel defending her, right?
Right.
Because it's kind of weird to hear your boyfriend, defending his ex. So I think the fight is so realistic, it's like you can kind of see both sides, right?
That's true.
I think Lewis is also really protective of Noah and is just kind of cutthroat and kind of, will do anything in his power to protect her and to keep a bubble around her. So in that sense, I guess I understand his intentions too. He also doesn't know Vanessa, and he doesn't know how fiery she is and how strong she is. And I feel like I understand everybody's perspective.
Yeah. But like to play devil's advocate, like Noah didn't get a heads up. She had no idea Lewis was going to Vanessa's open house. She didn't ask him to. Like she was like, like she didn't know, and she wasn't trying to be malicious. I think that's just her world, like Maddie was explaining. And the only thing that threw me off about Noah, like towards the end, is when they were getting out of the car to go to the red carpet, and she hit him with the Morocco news like right away, like, and then just like got out of the car and expected Daniel to have like this smile and like be her boyfriend and her plus one. Like that's when I just like couldn't with Noah, and like I try and defend her like the whole season, but like this situation I just couldn't.
I think Noah has never been in a relationship where she still likes the person afterwards.
Yeah.
So like that whole relationship is so foreign to her. Like, why do you care?
Yeah.
So
Her and Colin were just too like surface level.
I understand that from that aspect. She's really good at manipulating him, which I realized in the car because she said she said, I think what we have is special, and then she left. Like she's trying. Also, how does he have money to go to Morocco? Like, is
Well, I think she's going to cover most of the trip, but
or all of the trip. He got a free car.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that was from a fan. Well, yeah, from fans, I think. But
I would have that car.
Yeah, but I think with Noah, she's just in this fast-paced environment where in past relationships, like with Colin, it's a great opportunity to go to Morocco. They get to be together. It gets to expand his career. So she's just thinking what Maddie brought up. This is the world she grew up in. It's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't he say no to this?
Yeah.
And then with him, that's when you brought up Zach saying, look, you have to adjust to my life too. I just can't leave my family. We have a business.
Yeah.
So this is where it'll be really interesting to see where their relationship is going to play off. But I'm a fan of it so far. Another thing we want to say to our fans, Mir here has a special message for us.
I do. Thank you for being here with AfterBuzz TV. We're the ESPN of TV talk. We bring you videos and we cover stuff, and we want you to like, comment, subscribe. We have a lot of people in the live chat. I'm going to get to it really quickly. I want you guys to go to Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars so we can have more lovely guests like Maddie. Give us 5 stars, like, subscribe, and we really appreciate it. So let me get into the chat because we do have a lot of comments. Billie Jean Girl is saying the reporter seems shady. I don't think he was actually trying to help. He just wanted a story. I was a publicist for 10 years. You don't ever trust a celebrity journalist, like a reporter guy that's like doing gossip news. Like never trust that. They always are out to get a story. So I agree with Billie Jean. Jackie Vega is saying Noah was born rich because her father is a hotel mogul and her mother was a model. But when she was 16, she launched her own fashion line and she is self-made. There was a lot of conversations about whether Noah had inherited the money or is self-made. So thank you for clearing that up. And then Go is asking a great question about Lewis, is saying, how long is Lewis going to hide his sickness?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good...
Because Noah did bring it up too, saying, wow, you're drinking healthy drinks, what's going on? So she caught on to that as well.
She's caught on.
Yep. I love that you read the fan comments, Amir, because like we need to know other perspectives, because we all kind of like are talking every week. We almost sometimes think the same way. So like I love that this brings another element into this like recap.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It brings a different layer.
One question. Noah inherited privilege. So I guess she did inherit something. Even if like
then she like built off hers.
She is the Kylie Jenner of the world.
Totally. 100%. Or the Paris Hilton.
Right.
Yeah.
If you have a certain amount of money, but to get it to where they're at is like, you have to be able to take it to the next level. And then Dr. Daniel Scott is really funny. He's saying, I really want the reporter and Vanessa together with a bunch of exclamation points and question marks. So I kind of could see that. I mean, he wasn't the worst looking guy. And I think she's
I'm not into
smart.
But then who will Mateo get with? Because Mateo can't end up empty-handed.
Well, let's get into that. I love Mateo and Vanessa. So I like, though, he gets down, he apologizes to her and just say, you know what, I'm in the wrong here. And I like that element between them two because you don't get that with Daniel and Vanessa. He was dodging her for the longest time until she showed up at the family dinner last episode. But with Mateo, he said, look, you're good. We make a good team together. He had to catch himself. He's like, we make a good team together. And I just want to apologize. And I still want us to work. And I still want you to be my manager. I love that scene. So I am still for Mateo and Vanessa. What do you guys think?
Maddie, why don't you go? What do you think? What do you have to say?
No, I agree. I think that the way that he apologizes does show a big difference between the way that he and Daniel handle conflict and handle her. And I think, you know, in a way, Mateo kind of has like a really good understanding of Vanessa because he's been around her for the past 4 years. So it kind of makes sense that he knows, you know, what to do to appease her. Yeah.
And who doesn't love a gift basket? Like, honestly, I would have accepted that apology just for that giant gift basket. There was so many goodies in there. I wanted like to dive into it and see what he got her. I was so curious.
Yeah, no, I agree too. And I was just a fan of Mateo for this whole episode because not only does he stand up and take the fall with Vanessa saying I was in the wrong, but he also talks to his dad. And what Maddie was mentioning earlier was we get to see a vulnerable side with Mateo. And I love how he's saying, this is what I really want to do. It's my passion. And I think that really opened up his dad's eyes because with the character, with the dad, I feel like he wasn't really supporting Daniel or Mateo is because he never really got a chance to fulfill his dreams with the cafe. And I think that's why he just doesn't want his children to get hurt at the beginning. But I do like at the end where he says, we came to this country, so not only can we achieve our dreams, but your dreams as well.
Right. I love that. It's the immigrant, you know, American dream moment. And I was definitely here for it. And I think a lot of people in the chat are saying that Vanessa and Mateo have to end up together. They are not hearing about this reporter. We have Billie Jean Girl, Daniel Davila. We have Go, Dr. Daniel Scott. They are not Jackie Vega. They are not feeling the reporter. So everyone wants Vanessa and Mateo to end up together, which I really echo because I think it's a great balance. And even being able to have, Michelle on the show as well, and to be able to see her perspective, like the way that character is like created. So it's just really neat to see that, kind of Vanessa's like this heightened character, and so is Mateo, but they kind of in some ways are different. So that I feel like they could be a really great relationship, where I just think that if he was like with Daniel, she was just not the right energy. It was like he was too calm for her.
Right.
And there was someone in the chat that said this. I wanted to clear this up. Someone said that the reporter knew that Noah and Daniel had met before the proposal
Oh my
happened.
God,
He did. Yes.
He did. And he said, wait, let me
spill it.
Wait, let me finish. There's more tea actually. So the rest of it is basically that this person online in our live chat said that, let me read it correctly because I want to. It was really good tea about. Okay. So, and then met them before, and then also told Noah told Daniel to order the soup. So maybe this it's Billie Jean Girl believes that maybe there was some, not sabotage, but kind of like Noah, I don't know, in some way kind of telling him to order this. Yeah, or something. Like, I don't know what, but I thought that was interesting. I was wondering what you guys thought about that theory.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I thought so too. And I still kind of question the way that Noah and Daniel met. They were flirting with each other, and she's the one that said, hey, get the soup. Yeah, that had to hurt Vanessa a lot. Her face just dropped. That's why I do not trust Kurt at all. He's trouble.
I know.
Am I the only one? If I was Vanessa, I don't think I would care.
No, it makes a difference that Noah met him before she proposed.
But I
don't know why. It just does.
No, because it means that like even if he had seen Vanessa in his future, that now this other woman, like I would have burned that restaurant to the ground. So if I knew that I was going to propose and like because now he's like, because I think he just only saw himself with Vanessa because he's like, okay, my family loves her and this is the only person I can end up with. But then all of a sudden it was like, oh my God, maybe there is another person like this Noah. Like Noah came out of nowhere and is like, maybe I could have another future. So I would be pretty upset. And someone is asking if the reporter was in the bathroom. Probably not. A lot of reporters have a lot of spies at like really like A-list restaurants, and they report on celebrities like from within.
Oh, I thought Louis told him that.
No, I don't think Louis is the reporter.
No, that was just at the end.
Okay.
I don't think it was ever a conversation where Louis, it could have been, but they just didn't let us
because
as fans know.
Wasn't he at the restaurant with Noah?
Yeah.
He was.
So she could have
Louis
told him
was,
that?
yes.
She could have told him when she came back from the bathroom, and he could have told the reporter.
But I think it's in Lewis's best interest to not stir up any drama. So I don't know if but maybe it was overheard. Maybe it was overheard at the restaurant or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, Maddie. I like that.
Yeah, I think Louis' point is still to protect Noah, not go against her.
That's his job.
He's known her forever. Exactly.
Yeah, like that's literally his job. And then there's a really great comment before we move on. Jackie Vega, immigrants, we get the job done in all caps, which is like, I feel like a lot of the show, and we talked to David about this last week, is kind of the immigrant struggle and like rising above and everyone being Latinx on the show. So I think that was a great comment from Jackie Vega.
Yeah. Great comment. Well, really quickly, because we want to get our interview with Maddie, we'll just talk about Natalie and her mom. I love her mom. She is standing up for her. I love how she tells the saleswoman, this is America. You take your thoughts somewhere else. And I think they're starting to come around. I know her mom is coming from a good place saying, I want to protect you and I can't protect you all the time. But that's how it is with mother and daughter. But that was really good. I liked how they went dress shopping together.
Totally. And I'm glad she found her dress for her quinceañera.
Yeah.
She didn't buy it though.
Oh my gosh.
She didn't buy it.
Oh my God, you're right. I forgot. Yeah. I'm sure she got one in another store though.
We're getting there. We'll see what happens. I think there's gonna be more to that storyline. But yeah, that was our show. Quickly before we get into the interview with Maddie, Zach, you have some news and gossip for us?
Yes. So Daniel's character Victor, he hasn't really been doing as much lives as like the other characters and tweeting as much, and that's because he is going to become a father in real life. Do you know when, Maddie? Like any day now? Like
I think really soon.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Congratulations.
in May.
Okay, that's exciting. So maybe on like next season, if Daniel and Noah are still together, maybe they can have a baby. Like that could be another storyline.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But we're happy for Victor. And also I want to shout out Madonna Lee, MD. She is like our biggest fan on Twitter and we love you, Madonna. We see you, we hear you. She commented last night on Twitter. She tweeted how the honeymoon phase is definitely over between Noah and Daniel. And we talked all about it. So, I mean, it had to happen. Like we're midway through the season already. There's only 9 episodes. So honeymoon phase is over. First fight.
It's going to go up from here. So I'm excited. But Maddie, we are so excited to have you on this after show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah. Well, and I just want to ask about your character. So for last episode, we saw that Natalie tells her parents that she thinks of Amy more than a friend. Do you like how the show revealed the relationship at the family dinner?
I mean, I loved it, but I'm not Natalie. You know, I think it was such a great moment of dramatic tension. It was so juicy because not only is it to her family, but it's to Noah Hamilton. You know, this woman that she admires and that she idolizes, and Noah basically outs her. Right? It's kind of it's not her choice. So it's definitely a difficult moment for Natalie, but I think it felt really like a real moment to me and one that was so juicy, and so great for everybody to react to, the brothers, because they kind of know already.
Yes.
Well, how did Amy feel during it?
Yeah, how did Amy feel during this whole process? I mean, you're a guest, you're put on the spot at this family dinner about this relationship escalating. How do you think Amy was feeling during this moment?
Right. I mean, I think it's twofold, right? It's like on the one hand, Amy is just excited to be at the dinner and isn't really, definitely likes Natalie, but isn't sure if Natalie's, Natalie's very nervous. They're very nervous together. So I think there's still like a lot of questions about where their relationship is heading. So she doesn't even know if they're, dating yet.
Yeah.
So not only is that there, but it's also, she knows that Natalie isn't out to her family, and while Amy might be to her own family, like she knows
regardless if they're like dating or not, it's like they don't even know if they're together, like regardless if they're gay or not, I meant to say.
Exactly.
Right. And I like though how that escalated to the next scene though, where Amy kind of took advantage and kissed Natalie and said, now that it's out, I like you. Let's see where this goes. So I think the family dinner led into that great moment between Natalie and Amy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think Amy is patient. I mean, I think she's bold, in the 3rd episode, Amy asks Natalie, so are you into girls? Are you into guys? It kind of seems to come a little bit quickly. So she is bold in some ways, but I think she also is patient and wants whatever is best for Natalie. She says, whatever you want, I want.
Yeah.
We're in this together.
Yeah, I agree. And then Maddie, for you posted a video on your Instagram just recently of you dancing. You were amazing at it, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. How long have you been dancing for?
I've been dancing for probably my whole life. My parents put me in classes when I was a kid, when I was, really young. And then I started studying it more seriously when I was around 8. I went to a ballet school in Staten Island, which is where I grew up. And I kind of always studied dance and drama together. I went to the Ailey School in Manhattan. I don't know if you're familiar. And then I studied drama in high school. So I kind of always have been trying to do acting and dancing at the same time.
That's amazing.
Dance is really important to me.
That's awesome. I love that, Maddie. I just wanted to ask you a question. As a queer person myself, seeing a character that's queer on, ABC, like on a broadcast show, did you feel any hesitation or pressure on taking that role on? Because, it could be like, a closeted kid could see it in Missouri. It could really be like a touchstone for a lot of people. Did you feel any pressure taking that on? Definitely.
I mean, I didn't really know the extent to the relationship. I knew that there was going to be same-sex kissing. That was like what I was told. So I don't think I don't think I fully realized the the importance of playing a young queer person on network television until I was, filming the scene. And then I was like, oh my God, this is like a big moment. And Belisa, who plays Natalie, she and I had a lot of conversations about it and, about how important this representation is. And there's people in my family who I'm not sure if they're fully accepting of queer people. And, I have yet to have conversations with them about this show and about my character on this show. And it's a big moment. And I definitely am aware of the responsibility, and I'm trying to carry it with some grace.
Like, you
some
definitely are. I
seriousness.
think you guys are doing a great thing. And I think the way the story is playing out on the show is really beautiful and organic to watch. And it's so relatable, like with like Natalie's mom and like you. I mean, Amy's character seems to be like really comfortable with being gay. So like, how did is Amy already out of the closet? How did she tell her parents?
I have my own theories. We don't really know. We don't know too much. I think Amy is out of the closet, but I think that for her, she's still exploring her sexuality and, just maybe is able to have more of an ongoing conversation with her family about it. But that said, I think that, my theory is that Amy doesn't have quite as warm a connection to her family the way that Natalie does. And that's why she's really, she really loves the Garcia family and thinks that everybody in this family is so cool and funny and lively and exciting, and I think that's why she that's part of the reason why she likes to stick around the Garcia household.
I love that.
What was it like being in the shoes of a teenager again? Was that weird for you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely weird, definitely fun. Being a teenager is like a wild experience, isn't it? I mean, everybody has a different a different story, but I think for me, it was awkward, it was scary, it was weird, but sometimes it was really exciting because you're experiencing things for the first time, and you're also learning about yourself, and you're kind of trying on different identities, right? You're like, today I'm going to be, a skater chick. And then the next day I'm going to be like goth. Like, you kind of like figure out different roles that you want to play. At least that's kind of how I felt I went through my adolescence. So I think it was really fun to take a step back in time, but it also reminded me like how intense it is to be a teenager.
Yeah, like, so many emotions when you're a teenager. Like, I
So
can't
many
imagine like
emotions.
playing a role as like you're playing a role as someone who's 15 years old. That's so young.
I know.
Crazy.
And they're going through a lot of emotions too at the same time. So kudos for you for playing a young character and then trying to make that happen on screen with her story plot with her and Natalie. So we definitely enjoy it as fans. But we just want to say thank you so much, Maddie, for joining us. And then we hope to have you back soon too. We can't wait to see how the rest of the season plays out. But before we let you go, where can the fans find you on social media?
You can follow me on Twitter, or I'm really bad at Twitter though, just a warning. I only recently reactivated my profile. And on Instagram, I'm a bit more active. So it's Mads, MADZ DS25.
Okay.
Yeah, follow me, like my
Yay!
dance videos.
Yes, check out her dance videos, you guys. They are so good.
Aw,
They're really good.
thanks.
Thank you for coming on. We enjoyed having you.
Love it. We did. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah, this was
Maddie.
fun.
Thank you all so much. It was nice meeting all of you. I hope you're taking
You
care
too.
and staying healthy.
You too.
You
Stay
too.
safe,
Stay
hon.
safe.
Thank you.
Bye, sweetheart.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Aw, she's so sweet.
She's so sweet.
I love her. Okay, quickly before we leave, what do you guys think is going to happen for next episode?
Amir, you go first.
What's gonna happen for the next episode? That's a great question. Someone is saying the third wish that Daniel's gonna get is gonna be the proposal. So that's a good hot take.
Okay.
I love that hot take. I think that Lewis is going to get caught, like somehow with his sickness. Someone's gonna find something and he's gonna have to come clean. And I think Noah's gonna start being there for him. So it's gonna change their dynamic. And I think that Daniel's going to show up and really be there for Lewis. So I think it's going to warm Lewis up to Daniel. I think that the dad now sees Mateo in a new light, did the recording studio. Like, it's like he kind of respects Mateo. So I think Mateo is going to finally be seen, which is going to give him the confidence to finally kiss Vanessa. I'm like, we need something.
Yes.
We need something. So that's my prediction.
All right. Zach, what about you?
I think Noah and Daniel are going to get into an even bigger fight. I actually think Lewis and Daniel are going to get into a huge fight, and that's going to cause an even bigger strain. I feel like we're at like the climax, like midway through the season. We need like something really big to happen. So that's my prediction, and I'm really excited to see how Natalie's story progresses.
Same here. What about you, Haley?
I think Noah's going to think that like Daniel going to Vanessa's apartment is going to be a huge like no-no for Noah.
Yes.
Especially with the whole like questions about sex.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then I think Mateo's finally going to get his breakthrough with his music. So I'm praying for him. I'm hoping for you. All right. We do have to go. But before we do, Zach, where can they find you on social media?
Find me on Instagram at Zach Weinberg and Twitter, you know it, at It's Zachary Bish.
And Amir?
You can find me at Amir Yas _. Don't forget the underscore on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Bye, guys.
Awesome. And what about you, Haley?
Find me at Haley Matthews with an underscore as well.
Perfect. And then you can find me on Instagram at Chelsea Overrocker and on Twitter at Chelsea Overrocker. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave.